Hey guys, Chad here. So I just got finished up my trading session for the day. So I got played a little bit dirty today. We're going to be going over the trades I took today and also a market update. As you can see, the market's going absolutely insane right now. Super volatile. We just dropped down a bunch. So we're going to go over some key levels for tomorrow morning as well. Okay, so stay tuned for that. But anyways, first off, like you see, I took a loss today. I got played a little bit dirty by the market today on my Apex accounts. I did end up taking another trade on my personal account. So my rule for my Apex accounts is one trade max per day. And then I can always trade my personal account afterwards. I normally don't too much, but I will sometimes. Keep in mind this is a pretty small account. And I was only trading one contract on my personal account. Still ended up making around $1,900 on the personal account, even though it was only with one contract, which is pretty good. But anyways, let's go and go over that. So anyways, I traded NQ for both of these trades today. And as you can see, look at the market right now. I mean, it's just going insanely fast. I mean, we've dropped 500 points in the past 30 minutes. So we're going to go over this in a second. First off, I'm going to go over my trades. Okay, as you can see, I got played really dirty today on my Apex accounts, the loss I took. Right, so basically what happened was, if you guys don't know, I trade the 15-minute opening range break and retest. As you can see, this green line was the top of our opening range. The red line was the bottom. Once we break above it, I'm looking for a retest and confirmation. And as you can see, my indicator gave me a buy signal and I listened to it. I got in long. So this buy signal happened fairly fast and I was long at around right here. And I had my stop. I always put my stop below the retest low. Okay, so and my target was originally around right here. Okay, so I was going for a little bit over a 1.5 risk reward on this. As you can see, just before we hit the take profit, I got stopped out. I was the liquidity today, as another way to call it. So yeah, that was unfortunate. We didn't have any news today, so this is just super random. I think news did come out at that time, but it was just like random news we weren't expecting. So yeah, that sucked. That always sucks when you get taken out, when you get taken out just by a few points, and then the price goes in your favor. Based on a lot of trades, typically the stop loss will hold. So this is something that just happens sometimes. We had a few members, because I trade this live, a few of our members were able to stay in this trade because they're at their stop a little bit lower. You could do some things like maybe instead of putting a stop loss at the pullback low, you can put it on the super trend. So I always like to put my super trend to like a 1.7 factor. And this would have held fine. So the 1.7 makes it a little bit tighter, so you're not risking way too many points. This would have held just barely if I did put the stop on the super trend. So I don't know, maybe I need to do that in the future since I wasn't risking a lot of points to start off with anyways. I was only risking like 20 points on NQ. But as you can see, that stop loss would have held just fine. So just unfortunate. It happens sometimes though. That's part of the process. So I stuck to the plan. I took the loss on my Apex accounts. I called it a day there. And then I went over and went back on the chart. I noticed that we were still chopping around and we got another buy signal. Okay, and I noticed that, we already got the liquidity sweep, which was my loss in my Apex accounts. We're still holding pretty well. So I figured I'd try it again, but on my personal account, I tried the trade again, and I actually got to take this to our last profit line, which is why I was able to make so much, only trading one contract on NQ. So if you go over to our OTS indicator, go over to style, we can see we have profit lines you can put. So I'm going to put the profit lines on the top of the orb. As you can see, I basically rode this to our third profit target. Which is way up here. So this is what my second trade looked like on the personal account. Again, had the stop on the low and took this all the way up, which gave me like a 1.9 RR risk reward on this trade. So that was my second trade for the day on the personal account. But for just looking at Apex accounts, obviously today was a red day for me from this first signal we got. So yeah, just unfortunate there. But again, it's part of the process, and maybe I can learn a thing or two about, if I'm not risking a lot of points anyways, I might as well throw my stop maybe on the super trend or just a little bit lower to avoid getting sweeped out like that. So again, most of the time that doesn't happen. So that's why I usually put my stop on the retest low. Anyways, with that being said, let's go and look at the market now that we got that covered. Okay, I'm going to switch over to a 4-hour chart. And you can see we're getting absolutely slapped at yesterday's highs. Okay, so yesterday's highs just got absolutely slapped. I'm going to move this up. We did have a supply zone here, so that supply zone seems to be respecting. And as you can see, we're selling off all the way down here. And now what we want to do, I've been talking about the zone for a while. I want to see if we hold this demand zone. Okay. So on NQ, this is the range from 21,200 all the way down to 21,120. Okay, this also lines up with our 4-hour EMA, the 50 length EMA. Okay, and we can see if we do not hold this zone and this EMA, then we're probably headed back down to 2,900 area. Okay, this is our next demand zone we could hold. And guys, even if we fail this first demand zone and drop to our second one, that's still a very normal pullback. If we just look at the bigger picture, it's a very normal pullback from this huge move we gotten up so far. So very, very possible, right? We can also take a fib from our previous demand zone to the highs, which was on Monday. Okay. So if we take a fib from this low to Monday's highs, which is also today's highs now. As you can see, the fib lines up with our demand zone. So we got the 0.618 right here and the 0.5 at this demand zone. So we want to see if this holds. If this holds, we should see a rotation back up to today's highs. That's what I would expect. Obviously, if this doesn't hold, we should see a rotation here. So this is going to be a very important level to watch to see if we actually hold this zone or not. So I'm just going to extend this out and we can go ahead and see if this holds the rest of the week. So anyways, guys, that's what I'm going to be watching going forward throughout the week. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for me today. Hope you guys had a good trading day yourself. Real quick before you guys leave this video, if you want to join the OTS team and get access to these signals, okay, this is an indicator I created that trades the opening range break and retest. As you can see, it prints buy and sell signals on your chart with profit targets as well, and it automatically plots out the opening range. If you guys want access to this OTS indicator that does all that for you and looks at the retest, looks at all the confirmations, prints these signals on the chart, like I said, that's only available to our OTS team. When you join us, like I said, you get lifetime access to the OTS signals indicator. There's no monthly cost. You also get live trading with me daily on Zoom. So Monday through Friday, I trade live on Zoom with the OTS group. Plus, you'll also get full training and one-on-one support. So if you guys are interested and you think getting access to this indicator and live trading with me every single day would be helpful for you to learn, all you have to do is go over to the first link in the description below this video, or just go over to otsignals.com. Once again, that's otsignals.com. That being said, guys, as always, I will see you tomorrow morning for another trading session inside the Discord group. If you have any questions, let me know, and I will see you guys then.